Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining us for today's webinar, Are You Leaving Money on the Table? The Top 3 Reasons to Automate Your AR. I'm Jennifer Fennell from the team here at Accounting Seed, and I'll be your host for today's session. Whether you're an existing customer ready to use the AR automation feature included in Accounting Seed, or you're exploring how accounting solutions with embedded automation can benefit your finance operations, you're in the right place. Here's what we've got lined up today. We'll break down the top 3 reasons to automate your AR. We'll show you a live demo of what AR automation looks like inside Accounting Seed. And be sure to stick around to the very end. We'll answer your questions live. It's always my favorite part. But first, a couple of housekeeping notes. Today's session is being recorded, and we will send you a link out probably about 48 hours later. Feel free to drop questions into the Q&A box anytime. We'll get to as many of those as we can at the end. In addition, we've got polls throughout the entire session. Please don't be shy. We'd like for you to take time to answer the polls and interact with us when they pop up on your screen. Now, let's meet the experts joining me for today's topic. On the line with me today is Carly Crossland. She's the product manager at Accounting Seed. She is Salesforce certified, has 10 years of experience in accounting and accounting software, and she's passionate about helping accountants find time to focus on strategic initiatives and analysis. I did not make that up. She truly is passionate about that. Also on the line with me today is Heather Preston. She's a product consultant at Accounting Seed. She has 10 years of experience in problem solving, business operations, and customer success. Heather's passionate about making things work efficiently, including systems, processes, and teams. Thanks to both of you for joining me today as we talk about all things AR. Let's start today with a poll. If you could bring that up for us, Laura, thank you. So for those of you on the line with us today, how would you describe your current AR process? Is it 1, a well-oiled machine, at least most days? Is it manual mayhem, spreadsheets, sticky notes, and stress? Well, I feel that one. 3, do you send invoices and hope? Or 4, what process? Asking for a friend. Please take to the polls and let us know what you're feeling currently at your business. Oh, got a lot of answers coming in. Oh, got some nice split here across different answers. We'll give that a couple more seconds. Let's wait. Oh, still got a lot of answers pouring in. So let's wait a second. All right, Laura, why don't we go ahead and close that out and see what the response is? A lot of people sending invoices and hoping. We know that. For those who answered a well-oiled machine, I'm hoping that those are probably folks using Accounting Seed and that is helping you make your processes smooth. But let's go ahead and talk about AR specifically. With that, I'd like to pass it over to Carly to dig into our first reason to automate your AR. Carly?
Thanks, Jen. I love those polls, by the way. It's just funny what different people say.
Yes.
Thank you. So let's start with the thing that keeps most finance teams up at night, cash flow, right? One of the biggest blockers to predictable and healthy cash flow is slow and disjointed AR. If your current processes don't take advantage of automation available inside your accounting system, or worse, maybe you're actually managing AR outside of your core accounting system, then you're dealing with really serious delays, and not to mention a lack of visibility to what's coming in or when those payments are coming in. And that delay doesn't just affect when you get paid, it affects how you get paid and if you can plan on that cash flow or on those payments. But imagine this. So imagine that your billing is automated. Payments are linked directly to those billings, cash receipts are automatically posted, and your bank rec is done automatically too. You're not waiting for someone to manually apply your receivables. You have real-time insight into those payments and that cash. That's where automating your AR makes the biggest impact, in my opinion. But it only works when your accounting and sales information is on one platform, which for Accounting Seed users is the case. So if you're on Accounting Seed already, good for you. But for those new to Accounting Seed, there's no need to move data between systems. Everyone across the company is seeing the same information in real time without any type of integration. because Accounting Seed and Salesforce live on the same platform, right? So overall, cash flow, it's really all about timing. I think everybody knows that. And most teams can't afford to waste time stitching together spreadsheets from disconnected tools. I know those, I know those pains really well. So Accounting Seed users really are a step ahead by having that single source of truth, and using our AR automation feature brings visibility to every stage of the receivables process, from invoice delivery to payment status to real-time cash flow. You always know where your money is and what's coming in next.
What a great feeling that is, right? Knowing where your money is and what's coming next. Can't put a price on that. But let's go ahead and bring up our second poll and see how our attendees feel about their current visibility into cash flow. Is it number one, crystal clear, you can spot a payment delay from a mile away? I bet Carly can. Is it decent, but you still check your bank account just in case? How about fuzzy at best, forecasting with fingers crossed? Uh-oh, or is it cash flow? More like cash no. You're winging it. Golly, I hope that's not the case, but tell us the truth out there. Let us know what your thoughts are. Please join our polls. It helps us also to understand where you're at so we can help customize what we're talking about as we're talking about it. See a whole bunch of people, a lot of answers coming in. Good stuff. Give that another few seconds there. Oh, wow. Interesting stuff. Laura, why don't you go ahead and reveal? A lot of people are decent, but still checking their bank account just in case. That's good news. That says that you've got some really great processes in place, but there's probably room for improvement, which is probably a good reason to talk about our second reason why companies should automate their AR. Heather, what do you have to say?
I can't agree with Carly more about those polls. Kind of takes a little bit of an edge off of this being live. Nothing like a good giggle, right? So anyways, the number two reason to automate your AR is for stronger internal controls. One of the quiet risks of manual AR is inconsistency. Everyone does things a little bit differently, which opens up the door for mistakes. Things like duplicate records, missed payment, misapplied cash. Mistakes like these take time to identify and correct, time that could be used elsewhere. Automation is going to standardize that process, right? When payments are coming in through a secure link directly tied to the billing, there's no guessing where to apply them. The system's going to do that matching for you. And if something doesn't match, because Y2K was a thing, a good system doesn't leave you in the dark. For Accounting Seed, we have reports and tasks built into the AR automation. That way you know exactly what needs your attention and where to start. And since we're built on the Salesforce platform, you also get the built-in audit trails. You can see who's made changes, who's posted the payment, and when. It's all there for your compliance, your transparency, and of course, the peace of mind. At the end of the day, stronger internal controls are all about preventing fraud, preparing and being ready for your audits, ensuring accuracy, providing confidence in and reliability in your financial reporting. And automating your AR helps make sure those processes are in place, but they actually get followed.
Yeah, that's good stuff. But I have to ask, Heather, were you really around during Y2K?
If I didn't see another canned food before I die, it would be too soon.
Truth, right? Well, let's see how our attendees feel about internal controls. Those of us joining on the call today, how would you rate your internal controls for accounts receivable? Is it rock solid? The auditors would be proud. Pretty good, but you've got some workarounds. Honestly, it depends who's on vacation. Or gut instinct, if that counts as control, you've got it covered. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear how you're handling your information internally. See, we've got a couple answers coming in. I have a feeling people are really kind of torn between some of these numbers here. I have to laugh about the vacation. I remember Carly saying sometimes accountants can't go on vacation during certain times of the month, and that doesn't sound like very much fun.
Yes, that was unfortunately the case for me when I was an accountant, but it is okay. Just the life of an accountant, right?
Yes. Well, let's see what the life of accounting is for us. Who do we got today? Pretty good, but you got some workarounds. Oh, and plenty of people still, depending who's on vacation. I know you feel that, Carly, for sure. But speaking of processes, that brings us to our third reason. And Carly, it's one you and I talk about all the time. And it hits both the AR and the AP side of the house, and that's burnout.
Yeah, exactly, Jen. We do talk about this a lot. So burnout, right? If your finance team is constantly chasing payments, they're constantly, manually entering fees or manually reconciling spreadsheets,
Mm.
the reality is they're spending their time on tedious and low value tasks. It's exhausting for them and it's really inefficient and it just leads straight to burnout. But automating your AR eliminates that grind, right? It handles the manual steps so your team can focus on work that actually moves the business forward, like forecasting, analysis, and process improvement. Some of my favorite things, right, Jen?
Yes.
And automation can open the door for professional growth for your employees too, because they can do more high value work as well as setting the company up to scale, both without having to add headcount. So if you want a finance team that leads strategically, not just reacts, automation is really where it starts.
I have to laugh at this slide. I think I've been that person running screaming from the office more than once in my lifetime.
I think we all have.
So how is everyone on the call today feeling about burnout, right? Are you handling the workload well? Are you thriving with plenty of time for strategic work? Are you managing, but only with caffeine and grace? Caffeine is my best friend. Are you running on fumes and spreadsheets? Or do you need us to send help and automation? Please take a few minutes to let us know what your thoughts are on this poll. We'd love to see if people are able to make time for strategic work or if they're busy drinking a lot of caffeine and maybe saying some prayers. Oh, I see a lot of wow. Looks like I got some kindred spirit on the call today. Why don't you go ahead and reveal the answer for us, Laura? Yep, caffeine and grace. I feel that every single day. And I know I'm not alone. So thank you. Thank you for those of you on the call for letting me know. Sometimes it's good to know that there are others sharing the joy. Well, thank you, Heather and Carly, for talking about the why. Now let's talk about the how. Heather, I know you're going to show us just how efficient AR automation can be. Take it away.
Absolutely. And I love to see that somebody needs automation. We did get some votes there, so that is what we're here for. Let's just guarantee you guys can see my accounting seed screen, correct?
We can. Thank you, Heather.
Awesome. The world of multiple screens, you always want to make sure. So this is, of course, is accounting seed. For those that are already a client, you should be pretty familiar with the screen that you see here. For those that are considering us, this is our home screen. And our automation for AR, once it's configured, it doesn't matter how your billing is created. Whether you're manually creating them, you have some other type of automation in place that's converting, work orders or quotes into billings. Once our automation, again, is configured, it's going to pretty much do all of the work for you. So I'm going to open up a billing. We're going to give it just a second to load.
Oh, Heather, we might
I'm going
be
to go ahead and
losing
just
you.
open up the second billing right here.
Might be losing you just a little
Let me
bit.
try turning off my web camera.
Thank you.
Awesome. Does that seem like it's working a little bit better?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you. We missed your face,
Awesome.
but thank you.
That's okay. We're not here to see my face. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can see my bottom screen or not, but it is 98 degrees here. So the internet may be melting. And it's only 10 a.m. So it's only going to get hotter. Anyways, let me go ahead and open up this billing really quick. So again, we don't really mind how this billing was created. Once it was saved with at least a billing line, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. This giant unique link is generated. Now, don't worry, your client isn't going to see this, but I am going to use it really quick just to easily get to it in a second. When you're ready to invoice this out to your client, to email this out to your client, the easiest way from a billing is create PDF. And we're going to offer you an out-of-the-box email template that automatically loads when you're ready that says, hey, here's your invoice or your billing number, the date, the balance due, and a click here. So the client's going to get the email and they're going to click here to pay. And I'm going to go ahead and open up that giant link. This is what the client sees. Now you can add your logo here. We can match your brand colors. We can even change some of these field labels to match your terminology within your organization. But what you'll see is some data has already been mapped to the site for a better user experience. It's pulled the data based off of the billing contact on the billing. So the first and last name, of course, the company name and the company address, the phone number, an email address, and then the billing number. And if I scroll down, it's also going to auto-populate the balance of the billing. Good point to talk here is we can enable partial payments. So that is an option. My org right now is not partial, which is why you just see this one field. In addition to this, let's say Tracy doesn't want to pay with her credit card, but she wants to pay with somebody else's. She can update this pre-filled out data to match the payment without having to worry about that data coming in and messing up your CRM or any of your data. So you don't have to worry about that. I am going to verify that I'm a human. And then before I come over here and type in this credit card information, I want to point out this electronic transfer fee. So as we all know, there are merchant processing fees, right? Every merchant out there is going to charge you something to charge a card. And nothing hurts more than eating, 90 something dollars worth of expenses because you're luckily billing out high dollar amounts. So we give you the option to go ahead and relay those in the form of a convenience fee to your clients. And you can choose how much of a fee you want to charge, whether it's a percentage or a flat rate or not at all. And you can choose between credit card or ACH, and you can pick a different amount for each one. So they don't have to be the same. So you can see here, I have the 3% for my credit card, and I'm going to go ahead and process this payment. Now it's going to go through the system. It's checking to make sure it's legit, and then it gives them this other page. Now, I normally like to mention on the previous screen, we've got warm fuzzies, right? Everything felt branded. It matched you. Your clients are feeling comfortable and secure, like they're putting their information in a site that's real. This continues that feeling, right? We're getting a confirmation screen that says, hey, we took your money, everything's great. And then because I put in my email address, I also sent an email of this to the client. So user experience, if you think about when you pay your own bills, we like seeing that confirmation in our email as well. So they'll get that also. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm slowing down. I know sometimes I talk a little fast. I am going to bounce back over into Accounting Seed. Now, what happens is the batch at the end of the day is going to fetch your day's worth of data. I've gone ahead and triggered the automation to run right now. So we're going to go back here and I'm going to wait just a moment. Let's refresh. Hope that my melting internet isn't going to slow this down too much. And you can see here that it is $0. So in that time, I have already received a cash receipt and it's been applied with all I had to do was send that link to the client. If I bounce over here, we can see that applied cash receipt. So we have access to all of that. Now again,
that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Big fan, big fan. So in addition to this, we also create journal entries, which helps you navigate throughout the ledger movements. Now, I need my batch to settle at the end of the day to see today's transactions. So I can't show you today's, but I will show you yesterday's. I'm going to go ahead and open up my journal entry. And I am going to pick this one. So this is the previous day's journal entry. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and we can start seeing the movement of our ledger. I'm expecting to see a batch deposit for the 12,000. I'm expecting to see my fees, right? My merchant fees for the 350. And then of course I collected expenses to I collected fees to offset that expense. So I can see this here. All of this journal entry, as well as its journal entry lines, were automatically created for me. I didn't have to come in and figure out what my fees were, how much I collected, what ledger they need or GL ledger they needed to go to. It did it all for me. And if I have BDC and I'm doing auto match with my Bank Direct Connect, the system's going to recognize these journal entry lines because they're going to see the transactions in my bank feed and say, hey, these go together, which also speeds up the Bank Rec side of this. In addition, we also create a bank deposit record. So that, before I jump over to that, the use of the bank deposit record is, this is great, right? Heather, we got this, but I need to know what this 12,000 is for. I need more insight into that. It's funny you say that. I'm going to go ahead and take this reference ID really quick. So this is a batch ID that is related to a bank deposit. And I'm going to jump over really quick into my bank deposit records. Now I did pick a most recent one, so we should see it in the list view. But I'm going to go ahead and paste that in because I just want to show you how everything is connected. So by searching that, here's my related bank deposit. It's for the 12,000 for, I'm not going through each digit, but we can scroll down here and you can see all of the cash receipts that make up that 12,000. So this is really to aggregate those cash receipts for you so you don't have to guess or find or hunt or jump between screens to figure out what's going on. And then if you needed to navigate back to the journal entry, we have the hyperlink here, which I'll go ahead and click. And this should look like the screen we were just on. Everything points to everything. Again, I cannot reiterate enough. All I did was create that billing and send it to the client. And the automation did everything for me. And that's pretty much the automation in a nutshell.
That is putting everything with a nice bow on top, right?
Right.
Thank you so much, Heather. You know, it's one thing to talk about how automating AR can impact billing, payments, cash receipts, and of course, bank reconciliation, but seeing it in action, that's something else entirely. So thank you for taking the time to walk us through that. Carly,
Absolutely.
I know, yeah, that was great, Heather. Carly, I know that you have been looking at the questions that are coming in while Heather was doing that. Is there anything of interest? Is anyone interested in learning more? What are you seeing?
Yeah, we do have a decent amount of questions so far. So this one should be an easy one, Jen. Are there handouts or a PDF of the presentation available? Is that something we can make available?
Yes, we certainly can, absolutely. We will send you a copy afterwards, no problem. Thank you for asking.
Sure. Okay, and then the next one, Heather, maybe you can take this one. Hi, is there a wire transfer option also? What are our options?
The wire transfer, I want to assume is going to align with the ACH option. If there's, forgive me, if there's something outside of that ACH option, I'm definitely willing to look some more research, but I believe those are one and the same, Carly.
Let's go with yes.
Absolutely.
And they can, you can clarify too in the Q&A. If you meant something different, type in another question and we can clarify. Thanks, Heather. Okay, another question here, Heather, probably a great one for you. What happens if a payment is rejected, bounced, or not received?
Excellent. So those are going to be handled a little bit differently when it comes to credit card versus ACH. Credit card is real-time processing. So if it doesn't go through, it's going to decline. The client's going to get a notification, hey, it's declined, and they can refresh the screen and try again. There are ways to look up if they call you and say, hey, I don't know why this keeps getting declined. Do you have any insight? You will have access to see, hey, it says insufficient funds or you misdid your security code. ACH, of course, is going to check for verification. It does have a 2-day processing. So if that doesn't come back or doesn't clear, our automation is looking really at the deposit. So it'll know and adjust your bank deposits accordingly.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather.
Yep.
Keep going through more here. How much does AR automation cost? I can take this one. So AR automation is included in your accounting seat subscription. So there really is no reason to not take advantage of it. And like you saw in Heather's demo, if you don't want to absorb those convenience fees yourself, you can pass those on to your customers. That would be the only cost that you would have with AR automation is if you chose as a business to absorb those convenience fees, but you can pass it on as essentially making that cost free to use. So good question there.
That's a great question, and it's important for existing accounting seat customers. It just has to be activated, and our team can definitely help you get that done. So it's included. You should take advantage of it. Don't miss out.
Yeah, and it's actually good. We have another question about that too. Can we pass on payment processing fees to our customers? Yes, you can. So kind of one and the same there. Oh, and it looks like we have a response for the wire transfer option. My apologies, did not understand the wire transfer option. So I can add on to that too. So like Heather said, if you're not doing ACH and you're not collecting that ACH from a customer, let's say we're just thinking like traditional wire, and maybe this is what you mean, where someone just has your bank information, they're just wiring you money, and you're wondering if that wire that's coming in is going to be going through the same type of automation. So it would be a little bit different. You know, you could use a couple different options in Accounting Seed. One that comes to mind is Bank Direct Connect. So I'm not sure if that's something that you use in our product, but you know, you can always go into Bank Direct Connect, connect your bank. You can see that payment come in through Bank Direct Connect, and then you can record the cash receipt that way. Works a little bit differently than AR automation because our AR automation really focuses on, like Heather was saying, collecting credit cards or ACH. Let me know if that doesn't quite make sense. And if it doesn't, you know, we can always connect after the fact. And we're happy to, you know, talk to you a little bit more about it separately. Okay, and then another question, is CardKnox the merchant services that has to be used? We are considering Stripe or Blackthorn. Heather, did you want to take this one?
Yes. So the answer is yes, except for CardKnox has recently rebranded to Sola. The difference between Stripe and Blackthorn, from what I understand, Stripe is going to only take you so far. We do have an embedded solution with that as well, but it's only going to create your cash receipt and apply it. It's not going to give you the benefit of that bank deposit record that I showed you, or the journal entry lines, or the fees, really. So you're only going to be able to get so far in that automation. Definitely still a great solution. It just doesn't have all the bells and whistles that this solution does. And then Blackthorn, I believe they use something called authorize.net, but they, it would depend on how the billing is structured with that. And I'm more than happy to take that conversation offline as well and just figure out what your workflow process is and how this would fit between the two, or what the benefits, pros and cons are between them.
Great, thanks, Heather. Okay, another question here. How do we get that payment portal option for customers to pay manually? Would we need to sign a contract for a credit card processor? How would we link our, oh, that looks actually, second question. Let me pause there and we'll just do the first one. Heather, did you want to talk about that?
How do we get the payment portal for customers to pay manually? So part of the, you get one right out of the bat, right? It's going to be what I like to call a unique payment site. So it's the same thing I showed you guys in the demo, except for all those fields are blank. It's tied to your payment portal. Our automation is still going to look for a payments process through that. It's not exactly a hands-off solution. It does have a little bit more options that you need to do, but it does work, and it will at least bring that data in. And a couple of clicks, you're back to being the full flow of the automation that goes with it.
Awesome, thanks, Heather. And there's a part two of this question. How would we link our bank deposits to Accounting Seed? Is that available for all major banks?
So that is, I'm assuming, more of a BDC question, because we're pulling in things outside of just the AR automation side of things, right? Money going in, money coming out. I think, Carly, you may be able to speak a little bit more on the BDC side than I can, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem at all. So if we're talking about AR automation, like Heather was showing you, the bank deposits do get created automatically. So if you're running it through that way, you don't have to worry about, you know, linking or doing anything with the bank deposits. If we are just talking about linking your bank specifically for your business in Bank Direct Connect, we do have over, I think it's over 14,000 banks that we connect to at this point. So you can go into Bank Direct Connect if you're an Accounting Seed user already, and you can try to add a bank, type in your bank, see what's in there. Or if you're not an Accounting Seed user, you don't know where to look for that, you can reach out to either your customer engagement manager and they can look it up for you, or you can submit a case with our support team and they are happy to look up if you can connect to your specific bank. So you have a couple options there. All right, Jen, do we want to wrap up? We have but I know we're coming up on time here.
No, I think we can probably wrap that up. Carly, I know if we didn't get to everyone's questions, we will definitely respond to you by email and let you know what the answers are. We really appreciate that. But it does bring us to our last poll, and that is, how can we help you? If you're an existing Accounting Seed customer and you're ready for us to help you activate AR automation, let us know. If you'd just like to learn more about Accounting Seed, also let us know. And if you just want to copy the recording, that's fine too. While you answer that last question, we did talk about how automating accounts receivable can help improve visibility into your cash flow, strengthen internal controls with fewer errors and more transparency, as well as free your team to focus on more lucrative tasks and hopefully reduce burnout. If you're already an Accounting Seed customer, remember AR automation is included with your subscriptions. There is no add-ons and no extra costs. With that, I'd like to thank both Carly and Heather for presenting today. So appreciate you all taking the time to chat with us. And thanks to all of you who joined the call. It's really great to interact with you, especially to our Accounting Seed customers. And a special shout out to our producer, Laura. We appreciate everything that you do behind the scenes. That's it. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.